I don't know if you're fired up or not, but I'm ready to go out and conquer 2021. Chad, let's start with you this morning. What kind of amazing notes did you have written down from this?
Man, let's get it. It's that was a awesome. So first of all, I love, and this is one that's going to stick with me forever now. That he said, "We don't get our goals, we get our musts." Like that is so true. I was just all these stories are going through my head of Dree and I's personal story, and then so many people on our team. Like they, when you have to have something, and it becomes so important that you just it's as important as breathing, then you get it 100% of the time. Um, who you spend time with is who you tend to become. Gradually, subconsciously, you lower your standards if you're around people that have less than you do because you feel kind of guilty because you're like, oh, I've got so much more than these guys. So you subconsciously, so you have to intentionally hang out with people who are where you want to go. And you hear all the time, don't be the smartest person in the room, don't be the wealthiest person in the room. And the reason is because you want to always be growing and going in a positive direction. So there's massive power and proximity who you spend time with. Compete with where you can be. Thought that was so good when he was talking about Michael Jordan. 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. You hear people talk about prime time, which 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Those are the hours. So for everybody, especially that's full time, has a full time job, working full time on your job and part time on your fortune. That's the key. It's the magic of part time, where you can double, triple, quadruple, 10 times your income part time with it works that you are full time at your job. And so once you get that revelation, it just becomes so exciting to go to work part time on your fortune because that's what you all have. The potential with it works is part time to build a fortune that will double, triple, quadruple what you're making with your full time job. Um, Income is a result of your standards. I loved how he talked about going from, everyone earns what you must and not a penny more, and how he went from 38,000 to a million. And then even though he was doing all these other things, he was stuck at a million because his goal was a million. His goal was always a million. And for 7 straight years, he made a million. And then he went from a million to 3 million in 12 months after that, when he made that mental transition that he was worth more and that he must have more. Love that word must. Must, not should. Get clear on your must, raise your standard, change your limiting beliefs, become aware of your limiting beliefs, and then destroy. Yeah, I love that. Destroy your limiting beliefs. As you believe, so it is done unto you. Man, truth right here. Um, you talk about looking what we find, what we look for, right? We know what we want, we look for it, and then we start building beliefs in that thing that we're looking for. And that can work in a positive way, it can work in a negative way. When you talked about look for brown, 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 look for red, 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 if you start looking into cars and you want a certain sports car, now you see that car out on the road all the time because you're looking for it. He talked about the cycle of potential action results belief, potential action results belief. We have unlimited potential. All of us do, unlimited. Uh, what else can I do that I thought was impossible? And here's when you go through the Jim Rohn goal setting, the first thing he says is, what are 5 things that you've already accomplished in life that you're proud of that maybe you used to think you wouldn't be able to do? Whether it's getting a degree or hitting a certain amount of income or some kind of goal, or maybe you broke through a comfort zone that you didn't believe you could before. Take inventory of that, because what that is proof and evidence of is that you can do so much more because you've already done so much. So if you've already done so much that you used to think was impossible, then you can do more that you think is impossible now. Modeling what works. And then last one I'll say is that give more than everyone could possibly expect. When you are at your best, you are giving. The secret to living is giving. And I love, there's a Jim, I always go back to Jim Rohn. He was one of Tony Robbins' mentors. And he talks about, what if you made $1 million a year and you could live off of 300,000? Imagine what you could do when you're able to give away 700,000 a year because you're living off 3. You could spend 7. The amazing, awesome things you could do. So Loved it, Joel. That was so good, man. I got that. The big one for me is just the word must, and for me to figure out what I must have and go to work on getting it. So thank you.
I must take this and turn it over to Tay and see what he's got written down. So Tay, go ahead and take it.
Yeah, just so much good here. And it's awesome to have you back, Chad. We've been praying for you and just kind of glad to see you back and just really sharing all the good wisdom that you have and just sharing, man. So it's just good to hear from you and just hearing your perspective on everything that he shared. So thank you for that. I think it was so much good. I think the first thing that really stuck out to me, because it's about self-reflection, self-awareness, accountability to yourself and your actions before you go out and to do others. So when he said, he talked about great leaders transform organizations. And then he said, leaders raise their standards and expectation of themselves. I love that because personally, that's already putting it out there. Like, no matter, like, I love what Stephanie said Tuesday. She said, it's not about where people are, it's about focusing on where you're going. And I think once you have that mindset, regardless of where people are in their life, you're going to be able to help them because you're focused, you see the bigger picture. You see where we're headed. So you get to remind them of why they started. You get to remind them of why you started and remind them of the good things to come and letting them know this is just a bump in the road where you are. But in order to move forward, you have to get back up and take that next step forward. You have to let whatever you're going through in this moment carry you and build you into that person who you're going to become. So one word that I got personally for myself that I shared with our team a couple of weeks ago is just going into the year 2021 was raise your commitment level. And that was just personally for myself. And for me, it was like understanding, like, we see the dream boards, we see everything that we put on our dream board last year, what we're going to do this year. And my mindset was we didn't get everything on our dream board this year, but we got enough to remind me that it's possible if you put in the work. It's possible if you stay focused. So it's a reminder when I say raise your commitment level, don't decrease your goals. Don't decrease your dreams. Increase your effort. Do more of the things that's working for you. Continue to do those things, and as you do so, understanding the compound effect of that success is just going to continue to build up, and it's going to create this snowball effect that's going to take you into the year 22 and everything else moving forward. So I love that first. The second time, and Chad kind of touched on this, he said, who you spend time with is who you eventually become. And I had to pull a quote from my great Chad Kneller wisdom that he always shared. And he said, when you buy into someone's opinion, you buy into lifestyle. And I love that because that's kind of kept me self-aware to when I'm hearing things and I just hear people talk about certain things, I'm reminding myself, like, this is a choice that you're making to believe it or not. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, but you have to understand you're entitled to whether you want to take it or not. So that really stuck out to me. And then the third thing, he started talking about Michael Jordan, and I love Michael Jordan. I'm a sports guy, so Michael Jordan separated himself in a way that was very simple. This is a truth that just very concrete, been passed down for a long time. And he said, discipline yourself. And then just that one word, discipline. A lot of people don't like it because it hurts, it sucks, because you have to literally put your hard hat on and go to work every single day. Discipline is action. Discipline is staying focused and committed on what you set out to do every single day, doing what most people aren't willing to do. So I love when he said discipline yourself, and he talked about Michael Jordan. And I was on just a masterclass with Dr. Darius Daniels last night, and he was talking about Michael Jordan. And he said the one thing he was kind of giving how he loved him playing that when he played basketball. He said, I always wanted to play like Michael Jordan, but I never practiced or trained like a Michael Jordan, so I couldn't be Michael Jordan. So for me, understanding, if you want to be Michael Jordan, if you want to be Joel Dunn, Chad Kneller, you can't just want the image. You have to get the work ethic as well. You have to get the leadership as well. You have to get the failures as well. You have to get everything that made them into who they are. And understanding with that, it's a process. And with that, you're going to come things that's going to get thrown and tossed at you, but you have to overcome those things by showing up day in and day out, not working your business, not living life based on emotions, but living your life based on discipline and habit. So I love that. And the question that I had to ask myself, even in this season of what we're going through, and it's just, which do you want? The pain of staying exactly where you are, or the pain of growth? I'm going to choose the pain of growth every single day, because both both is a choice that you have to make. Both is gonna hurt. You can stay stuck in the circumstances that you are and complain, or you can stay focused on where you want to go, put your head down, see small wins along the way, and continue to get that steady improvement and growth that you're seeking. So I think that is a question that you have to ask yourself and really take action on that. And this is the last thing that he talked about, and I love this, and I just kind of took it in. He was saying must, and I kind of used why and must in that same sentence. And he said, once you find the must, you find a way to get to it. And I think that is so, like, that's key. That's like me. I'm an athlete. For me, put that in my terms. When I played, our must was a championship. Like, that was our goal. That's where we're headed. So whenever we went through a season or practice and we're tired of coach telling us to do this extra sprint, go and do this, go and do that, go and do this, I thought about that championship at the end. I didn't think about how tough it was, how tired I was in that moment. I reminded myself, and we reminded ourselves as teammates every single day, this is what you want in the end, and you have to pay a price for it. It's not going to come easy. Nobody's going to give it to you. You have to outwork every single one to get that thing that you want. So I love that. And the last things that I want to ask you guys is, me and Carrie did a video yesterday, and I said, one thing that you need to win in this business is your why. Because when circumstances says that you can't do it, your why says that you must do it. And I think that's why it's so like you have to remind people why they started, because once you do that, it reignites that fire within them to let them know I cannot stop, I cannot fail, regardless of what I'm going through. It must happen. So you have to ask yourself, who do I want to be and where do I want to go? And you have to go to work on yourself, becoming that person who's going to take you there, and understand it's just a matter of time. That's all it is. The only thing that separates me from Joel, from Chad to you guys, to Joel, you guys, is time and work. That's the only thing. And if you just continue to just stay focused on what you want and put in the work, you will be successful. Don't look to the right. Don't look to the left. Stay focused on what you have to do. Don't compete with other people. Don't compare yourself to other people. Plan to outdo yourself. Plan to outdo your past. And if you do that, you will be further along than you want to be and further along than you expect to be, because you're focused on the thing that matters to you and to nobody else. So that's what I had to share today, Joe.
Tay's got me over here bobbleheading. I'm like, yeah, get it. So good. Oh, man. Guys, this is probably one of my favorite motivational talks with substance for the year, because you get a bunch of rah talks and you're like, rah, yeah, I'm so excited, but then you're excited to do what? Because you're just excited. There was no direction. There was no, hey, these are the steps that you should take. This was motivation with steps, and the whole conversation was about raising your standards. Raising your standards is what sets you apart from other people. You have to have a higher standard and expectations for yourself. And when you do that, you will be more successful than other people. He first, point number one, turn your shoulds into must. You guys, knocked that out of the park. But what it comes down to, and the reason why everyone always points back to Michael Jordan, and I love that he pointed to Wayne Gretzky too, because Wayne Gretzky's biggest thing was he was going to go where others weren't. And that's why he was successful, because people were all going to the same place, and he was going to where the puck was going to be, not where it was. And so he was always that many steps ahead of everybody. But if you haven't had a chance to watch The Last Dance, guys, we can't talk about it enough, because it puts you in the mind of a relentless champion. You watch that, and what's funny is you can see the difference of Michael Jordan's standards versus the standards of everybody else in the NBA. He had an innate ability to raise the standard of his teams, and you'll hear a lot of them complaining about Michael Jordan. You'll read a lot of articles following up this about how bad Michael Jordan was as a person. Well, the reason why is because that's a 99.9% window that people are looking through, looking at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is a 0.0001% human being. And because he's that way, he made everybody else feel uncomfortable. But man, look at the track record that he set for himself, because he wasn't willing to accept less. I mean, that coach changed the trajectory of his life. You know, I've listened to this multiple times, and this is the first time that I actually heard that little piece of the story. And it was probably because I was busy writing notes on something, because I didn't hear the other pieces. So guys, go back and listen to this like 20 times, because the fact that that coach said, you have great talent, but you have no drive, no commitment, and no hustle. That's why you didn't make the team. Guys, I'm here to say the reason why you don't have what you want in life, in your business, is because you probably don't have the hustle, you don't have the desire, and you haven't made the commitment to the level that you need to get the things that you want. You have to out hustle everyone to be successful. So make the decision today to out commit, out discipline, and out persevere everyone, and watch how things change for you. What you practice in private, you will be recognized for in public. I love the reason why your income isn't where you want it to be is because your income matches your must. It's totally true. And we use must and why interchangeably. Your why is a reasoning behind it. I think your must is the determining factor of whether that why matters or not. Use them together. Your why is, maybe it's because you want to spend time with your children and your family more, or maybe it's because you want to be able to give back more. There's a bunch of different whys, but your why isn't compelling enough unless it's a must. If you must get to that why, then it's important. If not, you'll always make excuses. You have to change your limiting beliefs. I love his boxes, potential, action, results, belief. And I've said this before, what came first, the chicken or the egg? What came first, the belief or the results? Because it's a compounding thing. Like he said, if you have a little bit of belief, you'll put a little bit of effort in, which will give you a little bit of action, which will require you to get what? A little bit of results. Well, when you only get a little bit of results, then you're going to have less belief. Then you're going to have less action, which is going to give you less results, which is going to cause you to have less belief to the point where you just are like, I give up. But the compounding effect happens better the other way. When you have a lot of belief, which leads to a lot of potential, which leads to a lot of action, which gives you what? A lot of results, which compounds to more belief, which gives you more potential, which gives you more action, which gives you more results. And it compounds and compounds and compounds. Guys, those 4 squares, or if you want to turn it into a circle because you like circles better, man, that could be life altering for you. Because whatever you focus on, you will find, and it follows that circle. The level of your belief will affect how much potential you can tap into in your life. So change your mindset on what your certainties are, because if you're certain you're going to be successful at It Works, guess what? You're going to put in a lot of action. And when you put in a lot of action, you'll get lots of results. And if not, guess what? You've got somebody here on your team that can help you diagnose why your lot of action is not getting a lot of results. Because you could be doing a lot of the wrong actions. We hear it all the time. Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy with my business. And then you pull up your Instagram and you're like, well, you haven't posted a single thing about your business. You go to Facebook and you're like, well, you've been sharing a lot of junk videos. You haven't posted a single thing about your business. So you've been busy, but you haven't been doing anything that actually qualifies to get the success. So make sure that you're getting with the person that you're working with to develop a success track. We've got the steps to success. We've got KPIs. We've got daily task lists. We've got the things to help you become successful and the things to track it so that we can fix it when you're not seeing the results that you want. Your economy doesn't have to be the economy. You are in control of your economy. And that's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful, because the successful change their economy, their certain circle, their area. They raise their standards, where the rest of the world lets the economy happen to them. You need to happen to the economy. You need to create the economy for you and those around you. Model what works and what you want. Be resourceful enough to find the resources. And then finally, Chad said it, Tay said it, step up and give more than anyone else expects. The secret to living is giving. And guys, right now, there's the It Works Give Back Challenge. That's a perfect way to support amazing nonprofits. I mean, we've got the Gary V, we've got the, what else we got? We've got Gary Sinise, we've got Children's Cup, we've got Sail of Freedom, we've got Samaritan's Purse, we've got Pediatric Cancer Foundations. Guys, we've got all of these great opportunities for you to give back to something that could touch and change the lives for thousands of people. And all it takes is $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10. 10 extra dollars that you could give this year, compounded over 100,000 people, that makes a huge difference. The secret to living is giving. I love that. Find ways to give back above and beyond and watch how it impacts your life and changes the lives of others. And that's what this is about, guys. We want you to be better, be more, so that you can give more, do more, and change more lives. And we are so glad that you are on this journey with us together. Hopefully you take this. Again, only 1% of the people are going to apply something that they learned today. Be that 1% that goes out and changes the world and changes the lives of others, guys. We'll see you again here next time. Have a good day.